Hi YouTube, this is your boy Carnell, the tech savvy rider. Hey, this video is specifically talking about my first ride on the double dark side. I am not reviewing double dark side. I am just only talking about my first ride as I finished working on my bike last night. Now I know I'm gonna get all type of heat from the dark side community, calling me a newbie, telling me that I got to put at least 300 miles on the dark side. I think the latest one is 500, and then I recently saw another post talking about 1,000 miles on the double dark side to break in the tires. You know, I'm gonna catch all type of excuses and get all type of excuses about this double dark side, because everybody thinking that I'm out to bust out the dark side, talk negative about it. That's not the case here. I simply got the double dark side for my own preference. I keep telling people this. I'm not thinking about trying to review this. Dark side been out way longer than the Goldwing has been born. So I am in no position to be trying to review something that's been going on way longer before the Goldwing was even brought on the market. I'm simply, in this video, from the time I pulled up off the driveway of my bike, I'm telling y'all about the experience I felt, or the difference I felt when I first rode my bike leaving the house. So stay tuned. GoPro, start recording. A tech savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Carnell, the tech savvy rider. Today is Friday morning around almost 9:30. I just finished my dark side project last night, and this morning I decided to try to take it to work. This is my very first ride, so I'll be able to tell you exactly what I'm dealing with here and the difference that I noticed. So stay tuned. Hi YouTube, this is your boy Carnell. Like I said, today is my first day actually getting back on the bike after the dark side project was completed. I was told by several of you all that I need to take my time with this bike, get some miles on it before I actually try to do anything like reviewing or going back to my normal riding style. Whatever the case may be, I said I was going to take my time with it. I can already tell you that the bike, as soon as I sat down on it, it had a lower profile. I could usually stand on my tiptoes to touch the ground. Now I'm flat-footed. I don't know if that's how true that is. I don't know how true that is. But if the bike has a lower center of gravity because of the dark side, I wasn't expecting that. These little small turns, I can feel them. Feel like the bike feel like it's kind of, swaying from side to side. It's stiff to turn. I can feel the back tire when I'm turning, and I can feel the front tire when I'm going straight. So this is going to take a lot of adjustment to get used to. Now once I'm in a straight line, I can tell you everything seems okay. But the little cruise in the road, I feel every bit of it. As of today, I got 25,522 miles on Black Flash. So before I even attempt to try to review anything, I was told anywhere from 300 to 1,000 miles is what I have to put on these tires. So my start off marker is 25,522 miles. And from this point on, like I said, I'll just be taking my time and try to see how this feels. I don't have a subject to talk about today. I'm just trying to get a feel of this dark side. And in fact, I'm gonna get over in the right lane cause the bike do feel kind of wheelsy, squirrely. But it's not hard to adjust to it. Just can't rip and run like I usually would. I'm just glad for one thing that my sensor did not come on after I replaced the sensor. I'm running 39.5 PSI in the front tire. And I see these little bumps right here. It actually took in the roads of the bumps. So whichever way the road was going, the bike went that way too. So that's gonna take a lot of adjustment to get used to. I'm currently running 45 PSI in the back tire. I started out with 50 from the tire shop and tried to install my tires. That was another issue. I could not install them at all. I had to deflate my tires back down to 5 PSI, and with no help from anyone, I was able to get it on. Like I said, it's like learning how to ride a bike all over again. Sorry about the camera keeps turning off on me. Certain words make it do that. So it's gonna be a lot of clips and cuts in this video that were unintentional. But other than that, so far it's pretty good. Get down here and get ready to slow down and see how the stopping power feels. You know, the difference in the stopping. See what it does. Wow, I can definitely feel the difference in stopping. Feel like it'll stop on a dime if I hit it hard enough. Hoping I'm getting all this for you on the recording. Let me try to do a pass and see how I feel. Yeah, like I said, the faster you go, the better it feels. Turn up here is one major curve that I'll be dealing with every morning going to work. So I'm gonna take my time in it. I'm gonna definitely let you know what I feel here. This is a very deep curve. You can look over. I'm trying to show it to you. So I'm downshifting. Oh yeah, you definitely got to put some extra lean into it in a curve. That, being honest with you, is not something that's gonna be hard to do, but you can definitely feel the difference. So yeah, it's gonna take some adjustments here. That's the only curve I have to deal with coming to work. The rest of them, it just turns, leaving out my household, leaving out my neighborhood. But like I said, that curve right there, it wasn't too bad. I could feel the difference in it and my lean, but it wasn't bad at all. Just a little extra effort in leaning in the curve. All right, that's gonna be it for now. I can't record going on post, so I'm gonna stop this recording now. GoPro, stop recording. And now that I'm on post, the roads on post are kind of bad too. So all the little bad areas, I feel it. Whichever way the road is going, the bike want to go that way. It's like it's trying to fill in the cracks in the road. Whatever direction the cracks going, that's the way the bike want to go. So it takes a little extra effort to make sure the bike is going the way I want it to go. But like I said, all this little extra stuff that you get, that you got to do starting out, it's not so bad. All right, this little small curve right here, look at the blue line. I'm trying to see how much of a sway I'm gonna be dealing with in this little curve in the road. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of getting used to. I slow down, I can feel the stopping power from the back tire. To turn into a corner or to turn down a street, you gotta put some some extra effort for the lean. See, the road is going to the right and the bike is trying to go to the right, so I'm forcing it to go to the left to stop it from trying to take over the road, whichever way the road is going. When it's all said and done, like I told everyone, I am not trying to review this product, this darkside. I was just curious. Curiosity kills the cat. And I wanted to see what all the hype is all about. Now, I can tell you from starting out with this project, I caught pure hell. I went to every tire shop in Lawton, Oklahoma. No tire shop would even look at it. The one that was recommended to me turned me around twice. I went on 2 different days just to make sure that I wasn't coming across someone who was trying to be, racist, because you still have to deal with that. I'm not bringing that up, but some people can get stuff done at certain places, and the color of your skin is going to stop you from getting stuff done at the same place. So I went there 2 different times, and both times I was denied. Now, if someone can come in behind me and say that's where they got their tires done, it's not going to surprise me, especially if their color of the skin is different from mine. Not saying that I'm dealing with a racist town, but hey, I'm being honest here and saying it still do exist. So that's not going to hurt my feelings if they do come out saying that's where they got it done. I did come across one tire shop that was willing to give it a try. He had the tire shop, the new tire tool to take out tires off of motorcycles. He just purchased it, but he told me he had no experience in doing it. So he said he done it for a friend or two. He changed out a couple of dirt bike tires, but he never actually worked on removing tires from a motorcycle. So I was willing to give the guy a shot. My problem is, just in case he tore up something, I was expecting it. But what the guy did was he actually tried to remove the tire, but he told me, his boss, as soon as I brought the tires in and I left, see the TPMS just came on. So I guess that's gonna be an issue. I got to go back and see what's going on. As y'all can see, the TPMS is on. So I'm hoping that my new tire sensor took, and I'm just dealing with a tire pressure issue. I'm hoping. Alright, so getting back to the story, once the guy attempted to remove the tire, which like I said, he told me he didn't, he ended up busting out the air pressure sensor in the back tire. He put it back together, left the stems out. I didn't notice it, so I went up and picked up the tires. Everything looked like it was back together. Since he told me he didn't even touch it because his boss told him not to, I didn't bother to inspect the tires. I got ready to get up to go to Texas the next morning at 7 o'clock, loaded the tires back on the back of the truck, and the stem was missing out of the tires. So I had to wait till the shop opened back up at 9 o'clock to go back to get my stems. Because I went to the Honda dealer that opens at 7:30. They didn't have any. So I had to actually wait for GoPro start recording. I had to actually wait for the tire shop to open up just to get some valve stems. Made it to Texas, met up with Joe McGee, changed out the tires. The guy got to the back tire and realized when he opened it that stuff was just swinging around on the inside. So the tire shop in here in Lawton busted out my tire pressure sensor and basically glued it back in so I wouldn't recognize it. So it was a great big old issue. I had to leave Bowie, Texas, drive back to Oklahoma, went straight to Shawnee, Oklahoma, and from Bowie, Texas to Shawnee, Oklahoma is 3 hours. I drove back from there with the new tire pressure sensor and went back to Bowie, Texas, which was another 3 hours. So that whole day, I spent about a total about 8 or 9 hours of driving time in my new truck, trying to get this tire sensor stuff corrected. So here it is. Everything is done. Today was my first ride, so as you can see, I gave you my first ride on what happens or what's going on, and now that I'm parked, my TPMS pressure light is on. So I'll keep y'all posted and let y'all know what's going on. Like I said, I'm not going to review this product, but if you want to know how I actually feel about this whole darkside stuff, you can ask me at WD41. Alright, YouTube, I'm making it back home. I have 25,538 miles on the bike. Did an average about maybe a good 18 miles going back and forth to work. So far, as I was riding my bike to the house, so far, this has been a pretty good ride. Like I said, you get some extra leaning, some extra precautions you have to take while riding the bike to break it in, and that's my whole point. I was trying to do is basically tell y'all about my experience as a first-time rider on the dark side. I'm gonna call it a day. Go ahead and put the bike up, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me your point of view on what's the break-in time. You know, I'm the newbie, so I'm gonna be here getting a lot of heat from this first-time ride. I heard everything from 100, 300, 500, and 1,000. To me personally, the break-in point should be when the biker or the owner of the bike feels comfortable with the bike. But you know, you got some people out here throwing miles on it behind the break-in time. You know, anything to try to put somebody else down. Hey, you all for it? That's you. I'm gonna do this dark side for my preference to see, you know, what I'm gonna get from it, get some experience behind it. And like I said, if I end up I don't like it, you know, I got my motorcycle tires sitting right up there, still in good conditions. But I'm gonna give every possible chance to make this dark side work and I'm hoping I enjoy it. From this point on, I would not be talking about the dark side anymore until I hit the so-called pre-miles, determined miles that you all give me, or what the break-in time is. Like I said already, to me it should be when the biker feels comfortable with the bike, when he becomes one with the bike. So it's all good. Stay tuned. That's my spiel for right now, YouTube. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, stop recording. A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike.